What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Let's get into today. Actually, it's going to be a little bit into yesterday. Actually, because I finally got a chance to watch the speech that Donald Trump gave, and it was pure trash. I'm calling from now on Trump trash because it's like if anything's garbage, it's that man. I mean, full, complete garbage. Because the shit he said he spewed just stank. It's terrible. It smelled like something rotten. And if MAGA actually still believes that crap, eat what you eat, but I'm not gonna touch it. It's rancid. The shit that comes out of his mouth is rancid. It smells like his breath, I'm pretty sure. But we're gonna watch some of this. Not all of it. It's 18 minutes, which is short for him. I mean, majorly short. He had to go on script for that. Because there's no way in the hell he would have actually got out all those points in 18 minutes. This man would have straight off and talked about a snake, cabbage, water, electricity, boats, house, person, woman, camera, car, TV. He went all over the fucking place. He would have never got that shit just succinct and started and screamed all the way through that shit, all the way through it. So that wouldn't have happened. But we're about to go through it. What's up, Vera? What's up, Dennis? We're about to go through this right now. Let me set it up and listen to him. We're going to stop, of course, and make fun of him because that's what we do.
In America, 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans.
Let's stop right there because I'm going to go in. This man and his people just fail to understand why was inflation high? It was because you mismanaged COVID. Everybody was going to end up going through inflation to some degree, but you mismanaged COVID. Therefore, we had, as Democrats, to open up the country. Now, don't get me wrong. We had to open it up as Democrats. Biden had to open it up. His strategy worked, but it did cause a high inflation. But then you have to compare it to other countries that are similar to us, and theirs was worse than ours. And ours went from 9% to 3% in a matter of 2 years, less than 2 years. Literally like a year and a half or whatever, from 9 to 3. And the other countries were still going through shit. So you got to give Biden and his professionals some credit for what they did. From 9 to 3, and on top of that, getting a mess that a Republican handed over to them. This is the mode of operation for a Republican president or Republican anything. They fuck up the economy, then it takes the Democrats to try and fix it. And if the country doesn't give the Democrats enough chance, one presidency, they can't fix it in one presidency. What Donald Trump is doing, like I said, it's going to take 20 years of Democrats ruling, 20 to 40, to ever get out of the shit we're in, that they're put us in. And if America can't stay consistent with people who are actually fiscally conservative, not these dipshits who literally spend more than they make. He keeps talking about all the money that he's brought in. That's our money. Everything's went up. And here's the crazy part. If you really think about what Donald Trump had done with the tariffs, if it worked for the people, if he threw on regulations that the companies could not increase their profit margin with the American people, and I know that's going against capitalism. I get it. Just hear me out. If he had done that, in which they couldn't charge us more, let's say for a moratorium of like 2 years, 3 years, they couldn't charge us anymore. He would have effectively been able to increase taxes on billionaires because they would have had to, and millionaires, because they would have had to pay more money for product and have to sell it for the same price or less. They would have been losing money for 2 years, which would have helped, the American people. But again, they would end up firing people and all these other things. But the idea of it would have worked to some degree. But it's still a failure. Don't get me wrong. But they could have probably been able to sell that. Look, we tax the rich. But no, they never really wanted to tax the rich. They wanted to fuck us over. So the rich charge us more. And who's rich? Donald Trump. You think his prices for the shit that has Trump on it went down? He's price gouging the hell out of these MAGAs. They never create a plan to help the average woman or man. Let me say that again because it rhymed. They never create a plan. This is Republicans that are meant to help the average woman or man. Never. There is no every once in a while they do. No, they never create a plan for that. They create a plan for the rich woman and man. 100%. Tell me what they... Hey, look. Tell me and I would agree. What have they done for the average woman and man that has put more money in your pocket? That has benefited you? What plan did they create? Other than giving tax money back and all that shit like that, getting that little stimulus crap, which was the House giving it to you for COVID. Tax cuts, money came back into your pocket, but at the same time, tariffs went up, so the amount of money you got, they knew you'd have to spend, and you'd end up having to spend more. It's like, oh, I got more money. Yeah, but everything you buy is costing more. So you really don't make any money. You lose money. If they give you $2,000 and the price of everything goes up by $4,000 at the end of the year, you still lost $2,000. You just get excited that you got $2,000 in front of your pocket, and then $4,000 went out of your pocket throughout the year. They trick the shit out of average people who don't pay attention to what they do with tariffs and what they do with raising prices of shit, gouging shit. And you think your life got better because you just got $2,000 up front. Doesn't work that way. And that's what they're trying to do again. We're going to send you $2,000. Yeah, tariffs going to cost anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000 for some people. On average, $4,000 to $6,000 if they stay on. Giving somebody $2,000 to $3,000, what the fuck is that going to do? Make them feel happy up front while they rob you behind. It's the slow grind, or better yet, the slow grift. Give you money up front and then charge you a lot more in the back end. You feel like you made money. And when you lose money, you feel like you made bad choices. But no, you didn't. They planned it the entire time to F over your bank account. The entire time. You just fell for it because you wanted that money up front, like any greedy people do. Give me the money right now, money. And I'm like, dude, just keep your fucking money, pay off some taxes, pay off the bills that we owe. That's cool. Keep the little $600, $3,000. Keep it. Make sure that the bills are paid. The lights stay on. Government's running well. Our debt's going down so our kids don't have to pay for it. Keep that little money. No. They keep on throwing these little $3,000 and $4,000 and $6,000 to people when they should be paying down our debt. And that tells you right there, they're not fiscally conservative. They keep giving money away when we owe money. That shit's ghetto as fuck. To give away your money when you owe money? The fuck is that? That ain't nowhere near fiscally conservative. And that's all Republicans do. Give away money when we owe money. We owe trillions, and they're talking about giving tax cuts back. For what? We ain't paid our bills yet. No way to figure out how to pay our bills. It's crazy. But anyway, let's continue with dipshit, Sir Orange dipshit.
This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability.
This fool literally thinks affordability just came up. Boy, I've been hearing affordability since I was a teen, when I first started even paying attention to politics. We've always been dealing with affordability. This dipshit just learned the word and starts acting like we didn't start coming up with it right until the Democrats came in. Shut the fuck up and grow up. This dude has a brain of a fucking fourth grader. I mean a slow fourth grader, one that's flunking out, not the regular, smart and ambitious and got, good head on his shoulders, wanting things in life. No, I'm talking about the little brat that wants to eat boogers and Elmer's glue that don't know how to do shit. That one, that's Donald Trump. And he's a grown, he's been at this whole entire life. Nobody's ever decided to say, yo, Wake the fuck up already. I mean, stop eating glue and shit. You like 72, 73, 74, 75. This man's 78, 79 years old. He is still the Elmer's glue booger picking child. The shit he says is just slow. You can tell this is white privilege. There is no black man, no black woman, no white woman that would have this position being this fucking stupid. It's glaring how dumb he is. I mean, absolutely super dumb. I mean, cape wearing stupidity. Flying around, Trump trash, dipshit of the year. And they want to give him shit because of what? Because he got money? Take his money away. I'd rather have somebody on the street that knows just street life be the president than this dipshit. It's insane. I just don't get it. I don't get people in this country. How in the hell can you love your country and put somebody like this at the helm of it to run it? You can't love it. Would you hire somebody like this as a babysitter for your kids? Fuck no, you wouldn't. So why the hell would you have this type of person running the country that's making the future for your kids? Destroying the future for your kids. It baffles me, yo.
Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails.
This man comes up with numbers out of his ass. 25 million. He used to say 10 million, 12 million. It just gets higher and higher.
Mental institutions and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers.
Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen, I mean, I know I'm going to this for a while, but it's just it's so much crap. This man said 11,888 murderers. Where do you even see that many of them murdering anybody? On top of that, it's kind of strange how his number of the murderers, almost to the T, matches the number of people he needed to win the election in Georgia. Remember, he calls up, all we need is 11,880 votes. He's off by 8 here. 11,888. He needed 11,880 votes to win. I got to find, all I need is 11,880. And all he did was add 8 to this shit. And that's the exact same amount of murderers that came from overseas. I mean, his lies are even stupid. His attempts at coming up with numbers is just astronomically dumb. I mean, if you're going to lie, at least come up with a different number than the one where you called Georgia and asked them to give you some fake ass votes to win. You came up with that exact same number and added 8.
More than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports.
Oh, that's enough. Let's go. It's just crazy. Around minute 7, this is where the dipshit said some more craziness. Let's see what he said around here.
How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history.
How is that when we have the highest unemployment rate we've had since like COVID? We got more people working, but we fired over 1 million people. And there's more people working, even though 1 million people lost their jobs.
And 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security.
Where's this money at, yo? This dude always brings up numbers. He said 9 trillion like last week. He done doubled it. 18 trillion in a week. He only came up with another trillion, $9 trillion. If you look up, you can't find that number anywhere in any kind of federal government documentation that's public. You can't find it anywhere. I tried to search it. I looked for other people who talked about it. Nobody has any as an economist who looks at it. He said he can't find these numbers. It's like, where do these numbers come from? And just how does he get to decide where money's going to go? I mean, you bring money in. It is the house that controls the purse. And this dude is like, I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you. Who you think you are? The orange Oprah? You can't just throw our money around. I'm going to give them $17.76. I'm going to give them $1,776 for, our 250,000 celebration of this country becoming a country and shit like that. Independent. And I'm going to give it to the military men and women. And then it turns out there's 2.3 million or something like that, military men and women. This fool said I'm going to give it to like 1.4 million or some shit like that. I'm like, so where the rest of the money, where the rest of them get money from? Where's it coming from? And then there's like 1.3 million or something like that active military. So you're like, you said 1.4. So wait a minute. The active ones, the ones out there actually doing something, in war-torn areas or whatever, those type of things. And I mean by active, I mean like they're overseas or something like that. The ones that are in the United States, a whole different thing, different places throughout the United States. How in the hell are you gonna give them money? That right there alone is billions of dollars. Yet you couldn't come up with money for SNAP a good month and a half ago. People were starving, and American people had to step up and buy food and give it to people who couldn't get their SNAP and take care of their families. You let Americans starve, and now you coming out talking about giving out 1776. This man, every fucking thing's a gimmick. I promise you, if you guys remember, I don't know how seasoned you are, right? In the ages. But if you remember, it's probably still going on, but I don't watch TV. But there used to be, he's dead now because he was on a plane. He took some drug. I don't know if it was the C word. I don't know what I can say on TikTok, on YouTube rather. But it sounds like Coca-Cola. But he took that on the plane and ended up having some kind of aneurysm or some shit and died. But he used to be late at night talking and shit like that. And he had this boisterous, and he would sell everything. Get it now, get it now, and for $45, 3 easy payments. And that's what Donald Trump sounds like when he's talking to these people. Not only that, you can get this too, the frying pan that never fries. Oh, we can get this and you can get that, and we're going to give you money and we're going to give you this. You get a car and you'll get a car. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Run the damn country. Quit playing fucking games. 1776. Nobody give a fuck about getting no 1776. Don't pay for shit. These military men and women, they've been in this industry and been in there for a while. They make more money than that. Their rents are more their leases are more than that. So what the fuck is this all about? You wouldn't give starving people shit, yet you want to give military people 1776. Pisses me the fuck off, y'all. It really does. Starving babies, this man gave 2 shits about. And you know he don't give a shit about the military men and women. Because they was out there dying, and this dude was sitting there talking about their suckers and losers. It was a military person who said that, so I trust a military person over Donald Trump any day. Bone Spurs McGee, no, I ain't giving a fuck about what he got to say. The military men said that they heard, he said it to him. Why did these people die? And he said it to a man whose son had died and was not necessarily there, I don't believe, but his son had died in the military. What did they get out of it? Suckers and losers. And he out here giving them 1776 so he can get people off his ass because Donald Trump is trash. He's a trash human being. Where's the lie? He don't care about nobody. Doing this military thing is a joke. It's a prank. When you hear it, this fool says, and nobody really knew what was going on until like 30 minutes ago, which means this man came up on top of his dome 30 minutes ago and told people that he's going to do it, and now they understand it. Why would they not understand it 30 minutes ago? Because you brought it up to them probably 30 minutes ago. You tell on yourself every time. Why would it take them just up until 30 minutes before you came out to say the shit you said to understand what that was all about? Because you made it up. There's no checks to be coming out. Nobody knows anything about it. It's just to get people to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Too late, because we talking about that shit too. But this is ridiculous.
Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Do
you know how countries use tariffs against us and how they made it effective and make it work? It doesn't take a genius, but you just got to be slightly smarter than a dipshit to understand it. This man is our president, and he's slightly, like, here's dipshit level. He's under that shit. He's hovering in this area. Intellect is up here. Dipshittery is all down up in this area. This man, I love tariffs. Tariffs only work when the other countries, like say China, charges us money for tariffs and it's worked for them. Why? Because they produce shit. They don't want us to be selling our cars or whatever we sell that we make a lot of money. It's like, nah, we good on that shit. We good on it. We're going to ride with what we got in our country. We're going to throw the little tariffs on the whatever Fords or whatever you got, and we're going to go over here and build some real good cars and say, fuck America and their cars because we build them shits. We don't need your shit. Feel me? But see, that's the problem with America. We don't build them shits like the best shit at all. Right? We don't have luxury cars. That's why people going around buying BMW and Mercedes and Lamborghinis and Ferraris, because them shits is from other countries that are faster, more sportier, and more expensive than the shit we build. We buy cars here, and inside of them is basic as fuck. Yet though the car is $50,000, $60,000. I went and saw like a Tesla dealer one time. I was like just in I want to say Santa Monica. They had one there near 3rd Street or whatever the hell it is. Walked in just to look at it and shit, just little charts and stuff, and look inside of it. It's basic as fuck inside of them. Then I went and looked at this Chinese like SUV like electric car. Tesla's trash compared to that car. I was like, how in the fuck? The technologies in this vehicle made Tesla look like it was a station wagon from 1968. I mean, just insane of the things that's inside of it. It kind of reminds me how Samsung kicks Apple's ass. I mean, I have Apple, but Samsung came out with everything before Apple did. Apple barely had a fucking camera worth a damn. Samsung came out with fucking, after their 3rd version, their 4th version, it's always been better than Apple. As far as like technology wise, things on it, the perks with it. I mean, They came out with the tap shit long time ago before Apple even had like biometrics on that shit. I'm just saying, be realistic. The reason why these countries and the tariffs work on us is because we stopped manufacturing shit. Because rich people wanted to make a shit ton of money and thought they could send it overseas and fuck over everybody else and say, look, they'll make it for $5 and I'll sell it for $500. Look at them. They're the suckers. We're making all the money and we're robbing our own people, charging them a crazy amount of shit for trash that we consider trash, but it's great product. Until these countries decided we can really make good product for cheap and send it over there and then make our own version of the shit they make, but make it better. So they got Apple. We'll come up with Samsung and make it 5 times better and cheaper because we got manufacturing on our side and robots are doing it. We're way ahead of them in technology in that sense. Yeah, let's do that. And they made a shit ton of money. And America was shocked, like, oh, fuck, what we do? The billionaires are like, what did we do? We gave them, we need everything from them. So they could throw tariffs on us and we fuck, because we don't make that shit. Donald Trump thought he could come into this country and come up and be president and start throwing tariffs on other countries when we don't even have the manufacturing here. That's how stupid he is. Doesn't realize we don't have the manufacturing power. Tariffs only work if we do. And you can't just tariff your way out of it. You literally have to build the factories first. You build a fucking cart, right? Then you get the horses to pull it. What you getting horses for and your cart ain't built yet? The fuck? That's what Donald Trump is doing. And he thinks it's supposed to work that way. Again, stupid. Plain idiotic. The only way tariffs works is if we have a budding industry. If Ford was made 100% in America, they didn't have to buy no parts from no other country. If we were a manufacturing company and we build Ford from the rooter to the tutor, from the roof to the bottom of the tires, if we built all of that shit and we threw tariffs on other countries, we can make a mint. But because these vehicles are filled with items from Mexico, the engine is from Mexico, the other parts is from China, the spark plugs and shit. We don't fucking manufacture all that shit. So everything shoots up. How the hell are we winning with tariffs? And it's crazy how you got to continually explain that to people. Because we got a dumbass president that doesn't understand it. He literally doesn't understand we don't have the industry power to make tariffs work for us. To bring on tariffs, you're really effing over the business people in this country, not the other country they're buying it from. And these billionaires are rolling with it because they know they're going to charge us for it. We ain't losing. Average American is. When Americans start to wise up and say, fuck that, I ain't buying it from you. You know where I'm getting my shit from? China. Because I love America. What do you mean you love America? Why are you buying from China? Because I love America. I buy my shit from China. Why? Because I love the Americans, not the motherfucking rich people. I can't stand them. Can't fucking stand them. Why? Because you're not thinking about the Americans. You're thinking about yourself. You decide you're going to make a lot of profit. You'll go get someone with the H-1B visas or HB-1 visas, whatever. You'll go get somebody overseas and pay them $300,000. Won't pull somebody from America. You want to sell us a car, whatever, you'll go over to China, you'll go over whatever, and you buy these small little parts and shit and cheap as fucking, then charge us a mint for it. So you ain't give a fucking about the Americans. So if I'm going to buy something and I'm going to care about Americans, I'm going to go get it where it's cheap and sell it to my people for cheap. Fuck you. Explaining to me, exploding the prices and shit. Talking about you love America, made in America. You don't give a fuck about America. You was trying to rob America with this made in America bullshit. If you cared about America, you buy it for $50 and sell it to us for $75 or $100, not $5,000. I said what I said.
Please know that If they build in America, there are no tariffs. And that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers.
He just said it. You build it in America, there are no tariffs. We don't have the companies here. So you're going to bring them back? Again, this man has put the cart before the horse as if it's going to drag itself. Build the corporations first. Build them first. Then they'll come.
They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
What is the hottest country? This man's adjectives are even old. Nobody give a fuck about being no damn hottest country in the world. What the fuck is that? The fuck are we? Kardashian or some shit? Don't give a fuck about being hot. Hottest country. Dude, slow. What the hell we give a damn about being the hottest country? We want to be the safest country. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be a country that has the American dream intact instead of this bullshit that you and your fame, like, this is the problem with this country. Too many of the people who are billionaires were bullied as fuck as kids. Okay? They're not the smartest, pea in the pod. Not at all. They're the people who were bullied so much that all they have is a vendetta to F everybody else over. To get as much money and power as possible and fuck everybody else over. That is their vendetta. You got that with Peter Thiel. You got that with Elon Musk. You got that with Donald Trump. All of them. Not the brightest tool in the tool shed. But became rich because they're cutthroat human beings. And because they're rich, people like them a lot. Because they want something from them. Money. A piece of this power shit. And they know that. So they treat everybody like shit because they're rich. The way you kind of like get out of that situation is you stop feeding the rich. You got to find a way to stop feeding them. Let them starve a little bit. Because continuing to feed them is pretty much self-fulfilling prophecy. You're trying your best to fuck yourself over, so you keep on giving them your hard-earned money just so you can still be in the same position 20 years down the road. Your kids will be in a situation 40 years down the road. Their grandkids 60 years down the road. You're going to be in the same fucking position. The rich eating the poor. It's time to reverse that shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, keep going down this path of destruction for yourself. Keep going down that path. But me, I'm figuring ways out of this shit. I am not going to sit here and get eaten up by the rich no more. It's time to eat the rich. They've been eating us for fucking decades upon decades. They knew that we were going to go from having one job, taking care of a family of 3 to 4, having a house with a picket fence and a nice car or 2.5 cars, all that bullshit they were selling us back in the 70s and 80s and 60s. And they knew once they started doing this trading shit the way it's going to do it, back when Reagan started doing it with Russia and everybody else like that, and Bush Sr. and Clinton were making these deals with NAFTA, they knew they were taking money out of our mouths. They knew it. Jobs away from us. They knew they was taking it away so they could make a quick buck and change the industry around. They did this shit on purpose. They were told it was going to happen. And they said, fuck these people. We still going to try and make this money. And they went and did it. And what did we do? Because I took part in that shit too until I started understanding what the hell I stand in this shit. Wanting these brands and all that. These brands don't give a fuck about you. They never cared about you. Half of them will sit there and say, I don't want your black ass buying my shit. And we out there coaching it up. Tell me the last time Coach said something positive about the black community, Latin community. He said shit about us. And it's not just black people. I'm just saying, coming from a black perspective. I can't speak for nobody else's race or culture. It bothers me when I see these rappers talking about, man, they wouldn't let me get that Gucci. Man, fuck Gucci. Fuck you talking about? You trying to get some product to feel like you just as equal to these fuckers is ridiculous. They're always trying to be like you and then selling you products that you could get made your damn self. It's about time we get over that shit. We stay in this damn trap like hamsters on a wheel and shit. They keep on selling you bullshit, telling you what's good, what's not. I've been thinking this shit over for a long time. People telling you, oh man, this is art. Fuck, that ain't art. That's some bullshit you call art. I don't like it. It ain't art to me. The hell with you and your whatever, you Picasso, fuck them. That shit look trash to me. I ain't gonna buy no Picasso for $3-4 million. And all it was some rich person saying, oh, I'll buy it for $40 million just to waste this fucking money and mostly invest it. And then you got a bunch of dipshits. Oh, I love the way he had this paint. This. And shut the fuck up. The fuck you talking about? The way he painted it. Man, that dude was drunk, fucking around painting shit. That motherfucker wasn't thinking about no extraordinary shit. I said what I said. Half this shit look like trash talking about selling. It ain't nothing but what they tell you. You get caught up thinking that this shit is worth something. It ain't worth shit except for what they put in your brain. I'm done with them. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Telling me what your brand is like 3,000 or 300. Man, fuck you. Even these cars that are $3 million, it's ridiculous. Cost them like $150,000 to make, charging you $3 million. Fuck out of here with that shit. I'm done with it. I'll make my own damn cars before I do that. I ain't about to get them jacked. You show how much you respect the people by how you do for the people. You don't even want to pay your taxes that we have to pay. We paying our fair share. You don't even want to pay your fair share to take care of the citizens. That tells me you don't give a fuck about us. Ain't nobody asking for no handouts. Hell, we ain't even asking for a hand up. We're asking that you pay your fair fucking share, and you don't even want to do that. While we out here paying our fair fucking share and their families barely can eat. We don't have that luxury to say, I don't want to pay this, so let me write this off. Let me write off my shoes. Let me write off my house. Let me write off the apartment. I mean, we don't get the fucking fair share like that. We really got to totally, the benefits like that. We got to pay our fair share. You guys don't want to do it. And that's your social contract with the Americans who are buying your bullshit products. Your social contract with us is to pay your fucking fair share like we do.
And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history.
Bullshit. Let's get to the next one. The next one's on 920. This fool was talking about giving. I think that's what I said earlier about the warrior dividend.
Big, beautiful bill. Tonight, I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this,
1,450,000. This dude looked at the number and couldn't decipher that it was 1 million. He literally didn't know how to pronounce the amount of money it was. He looked at it. 1 million. Get this. Try to straighten up. Get this. Like, we got it. You the one who didn't get it. Ain't no use to telling us to get it. You didn't get it, bro.
On tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call Warrior dividend before Christmas, a warrior dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, so the checks are on their way, and nobody understood that until 30 minutes ago. Who didn't understand it? We just heard of it. So who didn't understand it? You telling me your staff didn't understand that these checks were rolling out like right now? And they just found out 30 minutes ago? I mean, you would think that this would have been planned, so they would have already known the date that it's supposed to be going out because you would have worked it out. Which tells me, just by reductive reasoning, you're talking shit. You made this shit up. Because they would have known, because they were already be in the process of sending it out. Meaning, it just doesn't come through the mail. They literally got to actually print the damn checks out. That would have been already set up. And you're telling me it's coming out real soon, and they haven't gone through the process of even putting the checks out, and you know you got to put your name on them. So your name is supposed to be on all these checks. They don't even know these checks exist, but they're coming out quick. Boy, I'm telling you, you have to be dumb to the fucking nth degree. I mean, in infinity stupid to think that this shit is actually happening. If these people he's saying just found out 30 minutes ago.
We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody.
Shut up. Let's get to the next one, man. This idiot. The next one, this fool's talking about the prescription drugs that we're gonna have. Check out this shit, dog. It's astronomically stupid. But these fools elected him.
In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words,
could somebody tell him how percentages work? I'm serious. Can somebody help him to understand how percentages work? The entire figure, if I'm going to give you $10,000, that's my bill for you, give the government 10 grand. If you're going to save me 100%, that means I pay zero. He doesn't get this, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, dumber than a third fucking grader. This man said 400 to 600% he's going to save you. If I owe you 10 grand, 100% of savings would mean I would owe you zero. 200% of savings really means you will give me 10 grand. I owe you, but you say, fuck it, here's your 10 grand. Here's 10 grand. You owe me 10 grand? Yeah, I owe you 10 grand. Okay, here's 10 grand. I'm like, but I owe you. Okay. But then to say, nah, let's not stop there. Let me give you another 10 grand, 5 more times. That's 50 grand I get. I owe you 10 grand, and you're going to give me 50 grand. So I got, how that work? He don't know. He doesn't know. That right there tells you he should not be president. That right there tells you that, and this is not his first time doing this. This is something he said multiple times. I made fun of him about this last year on the campaign trail, Trump whisperer translating stupid. He does not understand numbers. So when this man said he's made us trillions and trillions of dollars, he doesn't know the difference between 100, 600, 400% difference. He doesn't know that. Can you say special? I mean, damn. He is out there speaking. He's going to save you. $600. That means they're going to pay you to take their drugs now. What you want? You need some drugs for some ibuprofen, 800 milligrams? Okay, here you go. Take a whole kilo of that shit. And I'm going to pay you to take it. How much? It costs $600? Oh, $600. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me give you $2,000, whatever it is, to take my drugs. And why ain't the reporters asking them, so you going to give people money to buy their drugs? So when you go on to Trump RX, whatever the hell you called it, I'm going to be able to get paid to buy your drugs. Lord. You know he used that R word. That R word that ends with arted. He used it. I got a feeling he's heard that word said toward him growing up. It stung then for him, and therefore he uses it to other people. But I'm willing to bet his father called him that and his mom called him that on more than one occasion. Because how do you go to college? How do you even graduate from high school? How do you even make it to the 6th grade without knowing how percentages work? Just saying.
Your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I use the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stop ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented...
Right there, it sounds like an infomercial. It's called whatever, blah, 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 blah. And nobody's ever been able to do this. Phone in to Trump dumb shit to blah, 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 at 411. I'm a dipshit. You can get one too. Better yet, you call now, you'll get 2 dipshits for free. Ugh. It's painful, y'all. It's painful. With all the people out here, from white women to men and women of color, you deserve better than to give white men jobs that they don't deserve. This man does not deserve this job. He does not deserve dog catcher as a job. He literally deserves to be put into a room that's padded so he can talk to the millions and millions of people inside his 10 by 10 room that listen to him speak. Because it's insane that this man knows nothing about math, yet he's out here preaching about percentages and money and prices, and he doesn't read. They had to paint this fool pictures to read his daily briefing last time. I don't know what they're doing now. I have no fucking clue. We had a paint by numbers president. And this fucking country decided to put the same dipshit that can't read, that needs somebody to draw out drawings to help him understand the daily fucking briefing. Only in America that a white man can get a job, the very top fucking job in the fucking country. The most powerful man in the fucking world is stupid as fuck. Why do we work so hard getting smart? Why do we work so hard learning and educating ourselves when white men can just get a fucking job being the dumbest thing on the fucking planet? It's just ridiculous. And they act like these news people, these white women and men on news and shit act like they don't see it. They just play it up. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest thing. No, that was the dumbest fucking thing to say. But, don't give him all this credit. Fuck all that. Tell it like it fucking is. He's a fucking idiot. And we as white people know he would not be in that position were he any other thing. He would not be in that position as a white woman. He would not be in that position as a black, Latin, Asian, anybody else. This is the privilege that dumbass white people get. That's it. If you don't see it, you're blind. This man should not be, I wouldn't trust him to watch anything that I loved. A dog, a turtle, a fucking fish, I wouldn't trust him with. He can't even tell numbers. I say, you know what? Give the fish like 10% of the food. This fool wouldn't know. Dog, fish be dead. Fish would be dead because he can't figure it out. What's 10%? Oh, okay. That's 400 minus 400. That makes that's 200. You'd be like, what the fuck? You're a grown ass man that can't tell numbers. No wonder you destroyed every job you had. Every business this man has had has went down the tubes because he can't decipher numbers. No wonder he's failed. I blame rich people who kept giving this dipshit money. That's the reason why we have Donald Trump. This man doesn't know how to add. He doesn't know how to do percentages. He makes it all up. And in this country, we've allowed not only this dipshit to get rich in this country. His dad gave that to him in a way. We've allowed him to rise to the highest of the high. Because a black man got the position, and you hated that so much that you put a dumbass white person in his place. You could have got somebody smarter. You got the one that spoke hate and told you they're going to change the world. How? Let's go. Doesn't know fucking numbers, yo. I would never think this. All of us. Ever since I was a kid, education was key, yo. I studied and I studied and I studied, got A's and shit. And this dipshit rises to the top. I mean, this is literally the turd that rises to the top. Hard work didn't mean shit. It's crazy.
Price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts.
How can he put his name on something that's a government site? How can he put his name on something that's an actual quote unquote plan? It would only have to. In order for that to be a thing with the .gov, it would have to be a government plan. In order for it to be a government plan, policy, it would have to go through the House. They have to create a RX something or other bill, policy, or bill rather. Then it'd have to go through the whole process of being voted on. And then it had to go through the process of, the House voting on it, the Senate voting on it, and they gotta come up with a way to actually fund it. They have to the purses with the House. The House would have to figure out how much it's going to cost. The CBO would check it out and see how much it's going to cost the American people, if we can afford it or not. Once they go through that process, then something like this can be passed. And once it's passed by the House and Senate and the budget is decided upon, then said thing could become law that Donald Trump can sign. And then we can be able to have something where we negotiate, the government with some entity to get lower fucking prices on bills. How in the fuck is he coming up with something on his fucking own and putting his name on it? This has got to be illegal. This is not how the Constitution worked. If he wants to do his own TrumpRx.com, he can do it all day, every day. Shouldn't be while he's president, but this country is going through the shitter quick. But I ain't heard nobody even say nothing after this. They just talk about how stupid he is and stuff like that. But I'm like, how is this even possible? Why aren't y'all just ringing the alarm bell that this can't be done? He's already talking about giving you a .gov. That's a government. I can't just go and buy a .gov and put something on it. It's got to be government approved. And the government has not approved this. Frustration, y'all. Frustration. When Democrats, Republicans, when are you going to grow some balls and fight this shit? When are you going to work? When are you going to come back to work? Who the hell are you working for? Your constituents don't want this shit. You have literally worked damn near 12 months. It's 11 months, and you've completed no task for the people. Your big, beautiful bill is about to take millions of Americans off of health care. Cut millions, if not trillion or something like that, whatever it is. I forgot the exact number. Don't get me wrong. Off of Medicare, Medicaid. That's going to cut a shit ton of money off of that, which people are going to lose on that. And then next year it's going in 2026 at the end of it. You threw a little time capsule that's going to lose another 14 to 16 million people off health care. How are you helping people by fucking them all over? I don't understand this at all. And don't have a plan to fix it. 15 years to make a better plan than Obamacare. And all you did was make bitch and moan and came with no solution. And the American people heard you promise shit. And these dipshits, not us, but them dipshits, voted for you thinking that you were going to do something, but never checked the facts that you have never so much as written one page of policy for health care. None of them. Not one Republican has. Wow.
Will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost.
How? How? You're going to give, y'all, let's do this real quick. This man just said that he doesn't want to make the healthcare companies rich, or they've been making a shit ton of money off of us. So he wants to give these subsidies directly to us so that we can buy our own health care wherever we wanted to go. And somehow prices are going to be cheaper. So tell me how that works. If we're going to get out of a system, the billionaires are getting, the insurance companies getting all this money. So you're going to give the money to us, and then you're going to tell us to go deal with the insurance companies individually. So if the insurance company is not making the money that it's making through the subsidies, they're going to ask us to pay it. So that's just the same thing. You're just giving me more work to do. Before, it just went directly to them. Now you're giving it to me, which at that point, when you give it directly to me, it's taxable. Yeah. So once it gets to me, it's cash. and therefore when I spend it, I got to pay taxes on it. If it was put into a fund, like a health fund or whatever, and it wasn't profit, it just went straight to the hospital, whatever it is. But even then, the insurance company has a decision on the prices. And if you fuck with their money, they'll just raise our cost. So how the hell is that making it better? It's not thought out, y'all. 15 years. 15 years. And this is what his brain and his people came up with. 15 years. Something that a fourth grader could have thought of in 15 minutes. You understand, 15 years don't sound like it's a lot sometimes when you say that. You got 15-year-old. Multiply this shit, 365 days of thinking. Multiply that shit by 15. And that's what they came up with. Make us pay the health care. It's still going to be the same price, if not more. Because see, when you're on a plan, it's a group plan, which means there's millions of people in this group. So when these millions of people are in a group, the prices are lower because there's millions of people on it. That's how you build leverage. Everybody should know, if I buy a said product, I buy one of them, I get it for retail price, what it's costing at the store. I buy two of them, sometimes I can buy one, then I get one free. I buy 30 or 40 of them, the price of it goes down by maybe 35, 40 cents per item, right? I buy 1,000 of them, it may go down $1 or whatever it may cost. I buy 30,000 of them, I could probably get them for pennies on a dollar. It might cost me, if it's something that costs $5, it may cost me 35 cents to get 30,000 of them per one. This fool is literally telling you, I'm going to give you all individual money. You got to go out there in the market and try and work with it. These doctors, these hospitals, you're on your individual plan. You ain't in no particular group at that point. You got to buy into a group anyway. And if you do, you're buying into a process that may only have 200,000 people in it. So your price is going to be skyrocketed. You'd have to coordinate millions of you to go to the same plan or the same company. All of you, let's say, get 3 or 4 million to go to Kaiser. Then we can have lower rates like we have now. Going individually, there's no way in hell it's going to be cheaper. It just doesn't make sense. Again, the dude who doesn't know percentages is telling you buying one is going to cost you cheaper than to put 1 million people on said plan. Jesus Christ. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. This is just...
Will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are...
All right, we're going to get off of this. I'm going to die out here tonight. It's just too much stupid at once, man. You only handle so much. This man literally tried to blame the Democrats for the one big beautiful bill making the prices skyrocket anywhere between 2 to 4 times as much for these people. And many of them have to go because they can't pay $8,000 for insurance a month, $4,000 a month when it was $800 before or $600. And the one big beautiful bill does this. And they passed it. And he's trying to say they're causing your insurance to go up dramatically beginning of the year. How? They didn't create this bill. You're the ones that decided to not stay in Washington, D.C. You and Mike Johnson decided to leave Washington, D.C. for Christmas break today. You're supposed to be there tomorrow, but you left today. Everybody went home in the house. They don't have 50-something days off of doing absolutely fucking nothing. and they're just so tired they can't even stay the amount that's supposed to stay there. I mean, they're taking vacation left and right. You ain't done shit. You passed one fucking bill, and that's it in a year. Talking about under fucking achievers. And they're acting like they're the shit being an underachiever. They're excited about being F students. Every last one of them gets an F. And they're excited like, dude, we got fucking Fs. Fucking awesome. Nobody else can do it like we do it. No. Nobody else is this fucking slow, bro. It's unfathomable, yo. But I can't get any more. I know you're drained of it too. He said you mute every time he talks. Okay. We about to stop here right now and go to the next thing, even though the next thing is about what others thought of this actual speech. Right here is what the Atlantic thought. This is what presidential panic looks like. Americans saw a president drenched in panic as he tried to bully an entire nation into admitting he's doing a great job. Look at his hands. Whenever his hands go like this, he's about to tell a huge lie. Look here, let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Because the hands come out, he's trying to organize his thoughts. His hands help him think the lie through. If you don't believe me, go back and watch some of his videos. It's exactly what he's doing. These are conservatives that are saying what they said about it. They said the playbook, what he was doing, was a political nothing burger. Eric Erickson said, "What the hell did we just watch?" Matt Walsh, big time Republican, a dude who loves conservative crap, says, and I quote, "Perhaps the most pointless primetime presidential address ever delivered in American history." These are Republican, MAGA-ish people, right? That's what they believe. I agree. We can agree sometimes on some shit. Got to the point where, you know, Donald Trump loves his polls until they don't work for him. As far as the cost of living, how Trump is handling the cost of living. Poll survey says, just 27% approve of his, this is the lowest of the year. That 27% approve of his handling of the cost of living. Those 27% are probably in some kind of asylum, even if they're just stuck in their own home. Something's wrong with them. But still, it was at 30-something% like a week or so ago. It's like it's 27% now, right? And then another poll. This was a Quinnipiac poll. You know how he loves his polls. This one right here tells you who is responsible for the current state of the economy. Survey says Trump 57%, Biden 34%, and 10% have no opinion. Those people are probably just tired of the whole damn back and forth. A year into this, if Biden's plans and strategies were never touched, and Trump just ran with Biden's plans and strategies, I could say that a part of this economy would be still him, not at the very full year, but at least somewhere in between, like the 6th month, the 7th month. I would say some of that would be Biden. But Donald Trump came in and trashed the economy. Remember? People act like they don't fucking remember. He came in and threw those tariffs in March. He did something. I forgot what it was. But in April, that's when he threw on the tariffs. The tariffs fucked us up. Our economy, the Wall Street lost a lot in days, right? Because they thought he was really going to go forward with these tariffs. He kept on pushing them back 90 days and pushing them back 90 days. Then you started to notice that Wall Street was Donald Trump hipped up the rich people what he was doing. His thing was not to fuck with their money. So whenever he ended up saying he was going to do something, Wall Street knew not to listen. That's when the numbers started soaring because Donald Trump got into cahoots with the billionaires and the millionaires and saying, that's for the low level people. Don't listen to me. It's just for them. It ain't got shit to do for you. You continue doing your shit. I ain't gonna fuck with your economy. Keep it going. But see, China and Japan saw this shit and they started selling off bonds. He had to stop playing that game for a little bit. But this has been a rich people game. They've been fucking with us the entire time. Donald Trump. 57% now believe he is responsible for the economy. That should be like 85. Higher. But with more than half, you rarely see any of these things be that high. Usually anything over 50% in these types of polls is high. So he's like 7% over what, would normally be a high number. So this is actually way higher than normal. And that's what Donald Trump has been about. Is just literally lying through his teeth and destroying this country and now acting like he did something for us. He didn't. He hurt us. 100% hurt us. And continues down this path to hurt us. Now, we do have some more things to talk about. And this one is more about the Epstein stuff that happened today. They had another trove of Epstein stuff that came out, right? And they're supposed to be released tomorrow. But it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of strange how, I don't know if this affects anything, but they're supposed to be due tomorrow. And the House left today. They're not coming back tomorrow. They're gone for the Christmas break. And Dan Bongino is gone as of tomorrow when the document is supposed to come out. Somebody needs to get on him, man. Somebody needs to find him and ask him a shit ton of questions on camera. Not no Trump sycophant. Some real like investigative reporter and ask him some questions like they did Susie Wiles. But Susie Wiles was a hit piece. That shit was just not a hit piece for Trump. It was Wag the Dog. The media still haven't caught up with it. They still like coming up with clues and like, oh wow, this is not working. Why would she do this? They literally think that Susie Wiles is not wagging the dog on them. That's just strange to me. Very strange, because she's still hanging out with Trump and Trump's still glorifying her. That lets you know something, but they still haven't figured it out. Go figure. Maybe they figured it out and they rolling with the lie. I don't know. But when you get down to the Jeffrey Epstein part, the Miami Herald had something today. These are all the front articles, and we're going to read a little bit of it. Miami Herald had something about Jeffrey Epstein. And this is it right here. It says, the Jeffrey Epstein files are finally set to release, and that's tomorrow. Here's what to know. Look for more flight logs and travel records, names of government or former government officials, immunity or plea agreements, draft indictments, and sealed settlements. Also of note, will the FBI FBI reports, prosecutor notes, emails, letters, and investigative leads that were never followed. Did you guys know that throughout this whole thing, they knew Donald Trump was his close friend, and the FBI never investigated, never interviewed Donald Trump in this whole process? He was his ace boon coon. That was his homie. And you didn't investigate him at all, Donald Trump at all. That's strange. You didn't even ask him any questions. Didn't bring him in. That's what they said today. We'll see when these files come out. He wasn't a person of interest. The dude that literally was on every television station throughout the years talking about he wanted to have relations with his daughter and she wasn't his daughter, and talk about he walked into rooms and shit on Howard Stern with 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, and I get to see him naked. You didn't put him on your radar. Woo. Yeah, something's up with the FBI, yo. Because if it had been anybody black saying that shit, anybody of Latin saying that shit, it would have been a wrap. They would have investigated you instead of Jeffrey Epstein. Just because you was there. But yeah, and it says they never followed up on a lot of these particular tips. So we're going to see what that's all about. And then they have, and hopefully, the New York Times had something too. Let's get this one in. This one says, and it was a quote in a sense. It says, Don's best friend. It says, Don's best friend, how Epstein and Trump bonded over the pursuit of women. An Epstein accuser told the Times that Mr. Epstein had coerced her into attending 4 parties at Mr. Epstein's home. Mr. Trump attended all 4. At 2 of them, she said Mr. Epstein directed her to have sex with other male guests. So Donald Trump was at all 4 of these events in which she was asked out of 2 of them to have sex with males. So Donald Trump was there and didn't notice that men were picking up girls and taking them to random ass rooms. Just didn't notice that. Okay. All right. Whatever. Say what you want to say. And you would not investigate Donald Trump, FBI, with that probably being in the records when he was there before, when he got that sweetheart of a deal. You know what I really want to know? That sweetheart of a deal that he got in like 2008, something like that. I want to know something real quick when they get it. Hopefully it comes out. Did Donald Trump, was Donald Trump one of the people that they said that they would not investigate? Because remember, he got that sweetheart of a deal, and in that sweetheart of a deal, it said that they would not basically follow up or charge these specific people if Jeffrey Epstein like basically took the deal. So they couldn't charge these other people. If they can't charge these other people whom they would have charged if he wouldn't have took this deal, then why the hell wouldn't you charge them later? And why would you make a deal not to go after people who did the same thing that Epstein did if you had the evidence to do it? And my biggest thing is, like, out of those people, is Trump's name on that do not charge list? I'm curious about that one. And that was crazy how she said they pursued women in a game of ego and dominance. Female bodies were currency. I want to see that again. Let's see. It says again, Don's best friend, how Epstein and Trump bonded over the pursuit of women. Beginning in the 1980s, the 2 men forged a bond intense enough to leave others who knew them with the impression that they were each other's closest friend. The Times found they pursued women in a game of ego and dominance. Female bodies were currency. Okay, New York Times. I hear you. I'm hearing you. If I can get this there. Let's get to the next one before we get into this. I think that's with Donald Trump. These are supposed to come out the 19th. I'm gonna get these documents. I gotta get the ones that came out today. I haven't got them all. There's some pictures. I seen some. There's a picture of some girl's foot that has some writing on the side of it, like and Lolita, a quote from Lolita, and her foot's in the picture, but right behind her is a book of the book Lolita, but it's kind of out of focus a little bit, but you can see it. They were being artistic with this. It wasn't like it was just out of nowhere. She literally had her foot there, had the writing beside it, and right behind it. We don't know how old this person is or where it came from. For all we know, it could be Ghislaine Maxwell's foot. We don't know. But these documents coming out, if it is somebody's foot, ladies, if you ain't too scared to come out, let everybody know. At least when it comes out, these things are exposed, and these women, their faces don't get exposed, but they have an opportunity to say, that's my foot. That's this. I was 13. I was 16. I was 24, whatever it was. So that's the service that this actually is providing, that I believe, right? Now, here's a thing where I was, that was out today. It happened when I went to the protest, the No Kings protest. And this is something that was put in the news again today that I saw. And the No Kings protest, you had Republicans saying that Americans who were fighting for the Constitution, who were fighting for American democracy, that we'd have no kings, that somehow we out here protesting were the ones who hated America. And I just wanted to show that contrast and address it, because I didn't address it back then. They project. I'm starting to understand that these types of Republicans, these MAGAs, they hate America for what it is. America has become a country they hate because it does not lick the butt crack of white men like they want it to. And because it doesn't, we got to destroy it and turn it back to that. You see them on their colonizer tip. They're over in Venezuela trying to colonize the country to get back a contract that country had every right to say, we don't want you no more in our country. Contract done. Out you go. And we left 20 years ago, almost 30 years ago. Deal done. This fool's trying to renege on the deal or try to bring a deal back that's been dead for 20 and 30 years. Get the fuck out of here, man. Killing people for it. Killing people for that. Excuse me very much. But here's the thing. They were saying, we out here protesting for democracy. We hated America. Even the military men and women were out there with us. They fought for the country, but they hate the country? Yeah. It sounds like you guys hate the country because you called doing what we're allowed to do, our First Amendment right. You're calling us following the Constitution as people who hate the country by following what the country set forth for us to do, to go against our government when it became tyrannical. Okay.
Some of the most radical elements that you saw at the Hate America rally.
We just come out because of equality and support for our country.
How did Democrats celebrate? Well, they partied with communists and socialists who hate America.
I wore the uniform since I was 18 years old.
There are No Kings rallies, there are Hate America rallies.
Well, you know, I believe in what our nation was founded on, and it was founded on checks and balances.
People who believe what our nation was founded on, checks and balances. Mike Johnson and his cohorts of dipshits who hate our country. They hate it the way it is. They don't like America. There's no way. They're trying to destroy America and say, make it great again, meaning back when it was just them and everybody else was subservient to them and they were just all powerful. They fear that that's going away. So they got to destroy the country and build it back in their image of hatred and disrespect. And then call these people hating America. No, they're trying to move America to a wonderful place. And you're trying to move America back to the hateful one where you thrived at. You thrived in that hate like you're doing now. But the majority of us don't want to go down that route. So when the majority starts to speak and starts to fight, your guys are going to lose. That's just the majority rule type of situation. But Americans have to fight for democracy in order to happen. If we stay divided, we're going to lose because they got a shit ton of united dipshits. We got to find a shit ton of united intellectual people. that understand that democracy is what we want. We ain't got to agree every time. We can respectfully agree to disagree on some things. We don't have to hate each other on our differences. But when your differences are destroying somebody else's life, that's something that I personally don't partake in, right? I can't agree to disagree on something like that. But that's what you just saw. Them calling people who love their country and will fight for it, they're calling them the hateful ones. That's crazy. Now, with the ACA, we had Hakeem Jeffries come out and say, you know, basically try to get them to have this vote for the ACA, which it didn't, you know, pass or anything like that. In their situation, it may have passed in a sense, but it didn't have what we needed in it. So before they left. But this is what Hakeem Jeffries was asking for. And he went on his, you know, tiny Martin Luther King moment. Let's see what he had to say. Right, Demetrius? United we stand. Divided we will fall.
House steps with one last thing remaining. We want to make clear to Mike Johnson that the American people deserve a vote on the Affordable Care Act tax credit legislation and deserve that vote today.
Don't get it twisted. I'm going to interrupt this for a hot second. Don't get it twisted. I like the fact that he's fighting all that. It ain't against him whatsoever. But I wanted all these Democrats to have the smoke for those people who literally said, those 8 that fucked us over with the health care. I'd rather it stayed closed this entire time. I understand people weren't getting any money and all stuff like that. The American people would have came up. The churches would have rose up. The people would have put money like we were doing, supporting the people. But you got to realize that people not eating is going to be a whole lot different. Whole lot different. There were just a few million people, and there's still a lot, that were being affected by this holdout. A few million, right? Right? There's over 40-something million that will be affected by healthcare. You chose 1 million over 42 million? The numbers and the math ain't mathing. I am highly pissed still at the Democrats, those 8 and the rest of them, not lighting into their ass. I understand you want to unify, but when somebody does something that's fucked up for the entire constituency, you need to lighten to their ass, and not just behind the scenes. Let us know that you lit into their ass. Do it in public if you have to. Whip them in shape somehow, because I myself thought they fucked up. And now at the very end, the Republicans are saying, and they thought these 8 said, basically, they're going to have to make a deal that's going to rest on them, that the millions of people are not going to. Did you think they gave a fuck? They passed a bill, one big beautiful bill that literally took this shit away. Obviously, they don't want to give it to the American people. And you thought these 8 dipshits thought like, oh, well, my people were starving and they were being fed by their society and their community. Don't lie. You could have at least held off and let them do what they got to do. If these people started getting starving for months and months on end, they'd have to capitulate. No leverage, you end up where you are right now. As soon as you gave that leverage away for the few million people that was going through this, I think it was less than 2 million, the 42 million are going through shit. I don't see how that even made sense to them. Even if it wasn't just 42, if all of them, 4 to 6 million, when it's 1 to 2 million, you're still not using the full leverage of 4 million people. You took the 1 million and gave them their jobs back and fucked over 4 million of your constituents altogether. Because in your town, in your state, mostly, I found out today, and I don't know if it's in this one of these videos, that I doubt it, but it's 75% of the Americans who are on ACA are in the South, are the constituents of Republicans. 75%. I was like, holy shit. It was a Republican that said that. I didn't know that number. I heard that today, and I definitely got to check it out. But it's a Republican that lit up on that. And I think it may be the next video after this that he gave the stats. He was highly shitty when he was talking to the reporters. He actually cussed. He called it bullshit.
No more excuses. No more delay. No more burying your head in the sand.
They really were, Demetrius.
Under no circumstances
Working together.
should the House of Representatives adjourn until we successfully extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for tens of millions of Americans. And Republicans have been too busy treating the Congress like it's a wholly owned subsidiary of the Trump cartel. Let me be clear about something. We ain't down with any of that. House Democrats aren't here to bend the knee to Donald Trump. We're here to bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice. The Republican health care crisis is unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American. And our message to Mike Johnson is clear. You can run, but you cannot hide. The American people are horrified. Republican leaders are petrified. But House Democrats are unified, standing up on behalf of the American people to protect their health care. And so we're demanding a vote today on extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, today. And our promise to the American people is that we will continue to fight to drive down the high cost of living, continue to fight to fix our broken healthcare system, and we will continue to stand up for Medicaid, for Medicare, for the Affordable Care Act, for our hospitals.
Your 8 people didn't stand up for that shit. That's who you also need to be lightening their ass. Y'all can't always be winning, but you can have the winning angle on shit when you lose. What I mean by that is we got a lot of things going for us as far as Democrats go, but when this situation, of course we don't want that. Those 8, we had a break in the chain of unity. The 8 broke off and put us in the situation that we're in. I'm just saying.
For our nursing homes, for our community-based health clinics, for the health care of every single American. House Democrats are in this fight until we win this fight. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care, and extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits now.
That's what we want. Now, are you going to get it? Because you got rid of the leverage to be able to do that. Had those other 8 stood by, we wouldn't have had this problem. Just saying. Just saying. I know y'all was mad at them. Don't get me wrong. I know y'all lit into them behind the scenes. I get that too. But in front of the camera, they should have got that ass waxed. You should have told them. You should have said something. We had 8 defectors. Whatever happened, they thought this, but they were mistaken that was not going to happen. They really believed the Republican Party was going to keep their fucking word. Ridiculous. They never keep their word. I don't know why they thought that. And lo and behold, look now. Didn't keep their word, did they? 8 Democrats. They didn't keep their word. So these people got back to work, and the American citizens stepped up and started feeding people left and right. If you didn't see it, ma'am, maybe you should get, ma'am, all 8 of them. And there was a ma'am and sirs in there. If you didn't see it, maybe you should have opened your eyes, watched some shit instead of being in a locked room and watch some news and some other organizations and look at some podcasters who was out there in the streets, and you would have saw how well Americans were coming together to feed those who did not have. Right? Doing their part. And had you done that, you would realize Americans were saying, we got the food thing. Y'all get our health care. We got the food thing. You make sure we get that health care. Hold on, hold tight. And instead, these 8 dipshits decided to say, fuck y'all. And then say, we still Democrats. Nah, fuck you. You don't know how to fucking, to bargain with shit. You don't know anything about leverage. If you think that 1 or 2 million people and 4 something million people or more, that you would rather help the 2 million, that not all of them in your constituency, but you want to help these 2 million and fuck over 4, you have to let the things that we can do as a people, We rose up and feeding people is what we could do. We can't give people health care. That's what we needed you to do, because legally you can do that shit. We can't. And you chose the food aspect when we had that on lock. We supposed to be doing this shit together. You guys got your head up your ass thinking that you got to do it by yourself. No, the American people, your constituents, you should have talked to them. I'm more than sure they would have said, get our health care. We'll find the food. Get our health care. Because if our health care is going to go to $4,000, what the fuck this food going to do for us? Huh? You think I can be able to pay health care with SNAP? Really? The average person is getting less than $200 off of SNAP a month. And you think that's going to be something when they got to pay health care is going to go up 800, 4,000. Just even the numbers. Health care, pay 4,000. SNAP, 200. You decide to make a deal with the 200 and said, fuck the 4,000. Boy, you fired. You're out of here. What the hell is up with y'all? All right, I ain't going to go back. I'm regressing. I don't want to go back there because it stressed me out back then. It stresses me out now. It's just too stupid. $4,000 a month. You traded that for $200 worth of food. Ooh. All right. Let's move. I can't understand stupid. I just can't. It's lazy to me. I mean, you don't have to be a genius. This shit is not genius level shit. It is literally like 5th grade level, 8th grade level at the highest. And you don't possess it and you're a leader? All right, let's go to this next one real quick. This is the Republicans being hot. I do have a video of one of the Republicans like going off. This one's they said bullshit. He's talking about Mike Johnson not getting his stuff to the floor. Let's go.
I am pissed for the American people. This is absolute bullshit. 3/4 of people on Obamacare are in states Donald Trump won. So maybe, just maybe, everybody should look at this and say, how do we actually fix the healthcare system?
Okay, hold on. You know this. I'm just saying it for the slow people. 3/4 is 75%. Okay, Donald Trump wouldn't have got that. He still be trying to say, carry the 1, multiply by 7. Ma, she dead. He still calling his mom. Ma, what is that? Dipshit. He would have never figured that shit out. 3/4? Huh? Isn't that 1/4 shy of $1? Like, oh, look at that. Dipshit. But anyway, let's keep it going. These are the other, that was Mike Lawler. These other men were the ones who voted with the Democrats. And, there's only 4 of them. Brian Fitzpatrick, Ryan McKenzie, and I don't know how to say his last name. Rob Bresnahan. Hopefully I got that. Bresnahan. So those are the ones that actually voted alongside of him, 3 others, to get this done.
I have not lost control. These are not normal times. There are processes and procedures.
This fool said, there are processes. What the fuck's a process? It's a process. This fool said, there's some processes. Somebody need to make a song out of that shit. But they were telling him, they asking this question, is he losing control of being the speaker of the House? And he's like, no, I'm not. There are processes and procedures
In the House that are less frequently used when there are larger majorities.
My prediction is with the sufficient number of Republicans signing on to this, that it would pass the House. I don't think the fate in the Senate will be very good, however. I don't think the Senate would pass it.
Yeah, it's crazy. One more and you're gone, Walt Mike. We only got one more left, to be honest. And ain't no more about that. It's about the kicker of the night. I'm almost done here. The kicker of the night is we've been dealing with all kinds of things, like not having food for many of our American citizens, even though we were stepping up. The healthcare situation about to harm a lot of people, and we want to try and fix that. And this week, our White House is being destroyed, y'all. This man put up a bunch of plaques, and I got a picture of it, I didn't want to go too far into it. But he put up a bunch of plaques disrespecting President Obama, Joe Biden, and a bunch of other presidents in which he tried to give credit to some of them for certain things, and of course giving himself all kind of credit for things. But this is some petty, like I don't know, childish. I can't even put a grade on it. It's childish shit. This is a person in the White House, y'all. People that I've always looked at the White House as supposed to be somebody you look up to, even though they failed us a shit ton of times. I mean, George Bush was not somebody to look up to in my eyes. But I mean, I didn't think until later when I found out, you know, when I was getting into like understanding politics a little bit, but I couldn't find, you know, a president was just as dumb as Bush at the time. Like, damn, he's stupid. This dude can't fool me again, fool me once, and you can't fool me again. I'm like, the fuck? Why you even come up with that slogan if you didn't even know what the hell it was? And he just slow. I was like, what's up with this dude? And I didn't think it'd get any worse. And then Obama came in. Oh, man, it was like night and day. I felt like somebody who knew how to read, who was educated, somebody who did better than me. I didn't want to have a beer with that dude. I wanted that dude to use every ounce of his brain power that God had gave him to make this country greater than it was before the other dumbass was our president. I was like, come on, man, just do everything. And I'm like, and I was crossing my fingers, crossing my eyes and toes and everything. Don't find nothing on him. Don't find nothing on him, because I know they were looking. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do his job. They couldn't find nothing on him whatsoever. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure you can find something on everybody. They couldn't find nothing on him. But I was excited about that. And then we got this orange, like, dipshit. I was like, what the hell? And look what he's doing. How can you be proud of a president who does shit like this? I don't understand how you do it, but I'll take it down because I know it'll make some people tired of seeing that shit, make you sick. But that was a lot I had to go through today, but it is what it is. I am, you know, I'm baffled by the lack of intellect of our president and the people around him. It's shocking to me. I know people say, oh, it shouldn't be shocking to you. It is, because every day is a shock. Because for 10 years now, in 4 years before and then 4 years of this dude again, I just can't believe that this country would put somebody at the top of it that just doesn't get it. Just doesn't get it. It ain't got to get me. I'm just talking about common sense. You can't get common sense. You don't know how to do math, and you keep bringing up numbers. You just shooting the smoke out your ass like, oh, that's 25 trillion, million, billion, gazillion, and billions of dollars. I'm like, man, this random speaking dude, slow as I don't know what. You know that the people, Russ Vogt, what's his name? His name right now, but the bald-headed dude that's working for him, kind of, he's young, but he's probably in his 40s, but he's all bald-headed. Stephen Miller, all of them are running the country. Donald Trump can't run this country. This man don't know percentages. So that's why when he's in there making deals with people, there's no way in hell he knows what they're talking about. Thank you, Dennis. There's no way he knows what they're talking about. He doesn't even get percentages, yo. You think he understands intricate details about policy? This man could be selling America down the river for, oh, how much you gonna give me? 27 trillion? What I gotta give you? Oh, the deed to America. What? That's it? The deed to America. What do you mean the deed to America? Just a little deed we wrote up. Oh, okay. All right. Does that mean you own America? No. Just don't read it. Oh, don't worry, I ain't reading it. And just sign it. Look, I got y'all 28 trillion. I'm like, that's what you sold America for, you dipshit? Did you read the fine print? I don't trust him. All this money said he's making, what do we owe them? What do we owe them? Nobody gives that kind of money for nothing. Anyway, Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you as well. We're about to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. You know how you can support the show. You can subscribe, become a member. Excuse me, clear my throat. You can also donate during the show in the chat. Appreciate that. Other than that, we're going to be coming out with Avid Solutionist. I'm working on that. I'm loving it. I got most of it done. I'm not going to be selling that much, but I have like a cup. You see my cup. I don't have it with me right now. I got a hoodie and I got a hat. That's pretty much it, so that we can all kind of be on the same plane, same thing. And it's just being a part of something about solving problems. You hear me talk here about the problems we face. As soon as I get off, I try and solve them. You'll hear me mention some of the solutions on here every once in a while, but I try and solve them because I can't stand them being a problem. Feel me? And I got to try and figure out how to make them go away. And I create all these different things, whether I use technology, whether I use actual products and services. But we want to pull a lot of the wisdom out of people so that we can make it a better place and bring back the American dream. It's going to take me and you, to bring back the American dream. We can't rely on billionaires because they're the ones who took it away from us purposely. You expect them to bring it back? What kind of money they going to make in that? That's the point. They're looking to make money, and bringing that back to us so that we can get paid doesn't make them any money. Bringing it back to us so that we can work for slave wages, that's what makes them money. So like I said, there are things we have got to do as a people to get ahead of the game. We got to learn how to use AI to benefit us as a people, we, the American people, and not the billionaires. We got to learn to get products that we think or we believe to have of quality, even if it's like some brand that you like, being able to get it overseas somewhere and get it cheaper and then sell it to the Americans for just a slight, for profit so you can make money, but not price gouging. And therefore we can be able to fund things ourselves and give people upward mobility. Start businesses by doing that and then partnering with people to be able to make a better life for us. As we start to do that, we can wean ourselves off a system that never cared about us, that made us believe that we were somebody, we were popular, we were an it person if we was wearing Coach or Louis Vuitton and all this other shit. But all you are is just somebody who's, liking these particular products and the way they're made, but you've been told those things are quality and only people who are up here can afford them. So you want to be up there. So you save to get you that purse. You save yourself to get those shoes. You save yourself to get that suit, whatever it may be. But when you get it, it ain't nothing but a suit. If you can find some pride in buying your own stuff, making your own suits, getting them designed, then that's your shit. And you have more pride about your shit than you do about somebody else's shit that they don't care anything about you. They ain't helping your community. They ain't investing back into your kid who may be able to do technology and have a great idea, but just don't happen to be the right skin color or the right sex. We can't keep going down that path. We lose every time. So why keep going down a losing path when it's easier to figure out better ways to win for us all? You feel me? So check out me on Avid Solutionist. I think I'm up to 36 or something like that. Follow us on TikTok. No videos up yet. We haven't launched yet. On YouTube, I haven't even checked. It's available on YouTube, but it's still no videos there. But Avid Solutionist, you can check it out. I think it's youtube.com @Avid Solutionist. You can follow, but I don't have anything up there yet. But when we start, we're going to start developing solutions. And I really want to talk to a lot of creators who've made something of themselves doing it, and at the same time being able to help other people. This is going to be an inclusive thing. That's when I say we the people instead of me the people. We the people. All I want is people helping people. And as we grow a group of people helping each other, we build like a village. We build this country the way it should have been built. Us looking out for each other, not fucking each other over. And the ones who want to fuck everybody over, y'all stay over there and fuck it over town. We're going to be over here and love people and lift them up town. We don't need everybody. We just need enough people that want that are tired of that old tired shit of pushing people down and, only offering so many jobs. Can you imagine what kind of brain power we can have that we can start creating industries that we can be able to start giving living wage jobs to our neighbors? Come on, man. Think about it. We, the people, can fix this. Fuck them. They don't care about us. We got to care about us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time. Thank you for your support. You guys have a great evening. And I'll see you when I see you.